There are thousands of thunderstorms every year across Virginia. Unfortunately, most don't reach severe levels, but there will always be some days when they do, and those warnings have us heading inside to take shelter. Here's a closer look at the definition of severe and how to let meteorologists know about your storm reports. According to the National Weather Service, these two hazards will prompt a severe thunderstorm warning: high damaging winds and/or large hail. Severe winds are those 58 miles per hour or higher. Most of us don't have the right equipment to get exact about wind speeds in real time, but we can estimate, and a good sign of severity is when a storm downs trees and power lines or causes structural damage like peeled shingles. Severe hail is defined as 1 inch in diameter or larger, so basically at least the size of a quarter, and that's when it can really start to hurt crops and potentially even your car or your house. It's handy to compare the size of hail to pocket change because coins are easy to find and they're the same size no matter what. Now, it's common to see hail compared to marbles, but marbles come in all different sizes, so that isn't as useful. Any hail bigger than a golf ball is pretty rare here, fortunately, but this chart shows you some of the other common size comparisons that are out there. By definition, any storm that makes a tornado is also severe, but tornado warnings are a separate deal. Sometimes severe thunderstorm warnings can mention, though, when there's weaker rotation and a possible tornado. Likewise, a severe storm can also come with flash flooding, but those flood warnings are separate and they usually last hours longer to account for the time it takes to run off. Lightning is not a factor whether a storm is severe or not. A storm can have frequent lightning and loud thunder, but not really have much wind at all. Or it can have no lightning whatsoever and still produce a tornado. So it's important to take lightning safety seriously and stay inside as long as you hear thunder. So there are basically two ways of knowing whether a storm is severe or not: when there's evidence for that wind and hail on Doppler radar, or when a report from an eyewitness reaches meteorologists. And that's where we can do our part. Sending in your reports to the National Weather Service can give more accurate and timely warnings for the places that storm is headed next. And nowadays, there are several ways you can send that information in. For example, if you live in the Richmond area or nearby parts of central and eastern Virginia, you'd go to weather.gov/AKQ, scroll to the green Submit Storm Report icon, and there you'll see the options for reaching out by phone, email, online form, or visiting the office's Twitter and Facebook pages. Just make sure you're as specific as you can be about when and where that damage happened. And if it's safe to do so after that lightning threat has passed, share photos of what you see outside. You may be dealing with different offices if you live in or are visiting other parts of the state. The one responsible for warning Charlottesville and Fredericksburg and points north is in the town of Sterling outside of Washington. National Weather Service Blacksburg takes care of Roanoke, Lynchburg, and Danville, while Morristown, Tennessee covers Bristol and most of far southwestern Virginia.